Okay, I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I just have to say, when it comes to crypto in general, I have a bearish bias that's hard to completely rid myself of. So don't trust me fully with these chart analysis on crypto because my bias might sway my analysis a little bit. And my bias stems from crypto not being money generating companies, hasn't existed for long enough. 12 years or so is not enough to make me feel comfortable that it is an asset that will hold its value over the long term. With that being said, let's take a look at the chart. I drew this falling wedge type pattern on Bitcoin, and I think a lot of people are watching this, and you could see it kind of on the weekly as well. And it's just getting in this really tightening pattern now. And I think everybody's just waiting for a break. What's the next move? Are we going bullish? Or are we going bearish? And that's a big question over here. We're seeing some bullish action right now. It held today or yesterday's candles low as a support. It got a little overextended to the downside there below the lower Bollinger Band. Lower wick of buying the dip. So the bulls are still alive. They're really want to hold this $30,000 mark. That is what the bulls really want to do. And, you know, a lot of people think that there's a lot of loading going on down here at these levels, which is very possible. Falling wedge is a reversal pattern. If this ends up being a falling wedge, you do have those high volume spikes at the lows. You had that fake out over here where it broke the critical support without any follow through. And it was a big volume spike both those days. And it rebounded. So it's a tough call here, I think, for anybody. I think everybody's really waiting for that break of this range. Bulls are really trying to hold that 50-week moving average, the yellow line. So like I said, I admit I have a bearish bias, and I do think it is going to break bearish, and I do think it is going to head lower towards the low $20,000 mark. This 100-week moving average would be my longer term target, but that would change depending on how this pattern plays out. If Bitcoin does happen to hold yesterday's low and then push through, break above this resistance, break this level here, this would be a key level, high 34,000s, consolidate there, set a higher low, and then break these next levels, 36,000. If it broke around that $35,000 mark, consolidated, and then broke 36,000, that would change my view a lot. Because that would be a change of the trend. You see it keeps setting these lower highs. And if it broke that pattern, that would obviously be a good sign for the bulls. We broke last week's low. 3 weeks in a row now, just breaking the low. Multiple weeks in a row setting lower highs. I think it's a real coin flip over here. I think it's a real coin flip over here. And I think whichever direction it ends up being, it's going to happen fairly soon. That break is going to come, I believe, within the next week and a half at max, I think. And I think even less. That's my thought. And with Bitcoin, has heavy influence on all of the other cryptos. So I would think the same. But Ethereum's pattern is quite different. Holding that similar support area, 1800 mark. Might be making a little bear flag over here on the daily. Riding that 4-week moving average lower. Trying to set a double or a triple bottom over here. That's really what the bulls want. That's the most ideal situation for the bulls. Hold this area and break this inside bar, bullish towards the upside, and head back up and create a higher high above 2,400 or so. If the bulls can do that, that would significantly switch momentum in the side of the bulls in favor of the bulls, because then you'd have a real clear double bottom and a higher high, a W-shaped pattern. And that would be a very clear signal for the bulls to resume the longer-term uptrend. It's trying to set that higher low on the weekly right now. If the bulls can get that and then set that higher high above 2,400 mark, that would be big for the bulls. So we're really waiting for this break, which I anticipate to happen soon. And whichever way Bitcoin breaks, I believe the rest of the cryptos will follow suit. Dogecoin is one of the weaker ones right now. Dogecoin just trying to ride that 200-day moving average. Just trying to make a double bottom here. You can enter around here and put a stop loss below the low of around 16.3 cents to exit with a fairly small loss, but the chart doesn't look too strong. It's got these lower highs day after day. Looks quite weak on the weekly. Bulls are really going to want to hold that support level. Still riding that 4-week moving average lower. No real clear signs of a reversal on Doge. Bitcoin looks the most interesting at this point. This is a very interesting pattern. I'm very curious to see how it's going to break. I'm anticipating towards the downside, but shouldn't make any moves until there's more confirmation. That's my thoughts. Thanks for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and please press that like button. It's so important to me. And check out my website, 10baggerstocks.com.